Well, that brings up another interesting point, isn't it, around poisoning and the ability for some artists to use a tool, which you've come across, haven't you?
Yeah, the nightshade tool.
With the nightshade tool. So how does that work?
Well, so this through code can basically poison AI imagery, right? So it can identify it, and it can then right. Let me explain it first. You can put an identifier in one of your images, and if that image is used to create a generative image, it basically poisons the output, right? So, and we'll put a link up and some more information about it there. But so, and that's a fight back against using these images to go into this, as we said, this melting pot or this new mixer to produce an output. But, there was a court case recently where the judge ruled in favor of AI, saying you couldn't specifically identify where information had come from to produce this new image. And therefore, these artists didn't actually have a right to claim. Now, is that going to be the first of many, or are we going to see, I don't know what we're going to see. I think we're going to see that change over time pretty quickly. But it's a fascinating area to keep on top of. I mean,
copyright itself is not fit for purpose, right? 1988, it's gone back for years. It's ridiculous. So that's going to change. But just pick up on one point. I did see something recently. I think it was a tool called Patronus AI, and it was checking copyrighted, I think it was just text, within ChatGPT and OpenAI. And from its tool, it said that 44% of the prompts they tested had copyrighted material in them.
In the prompts?
In the outputs.
Oh, in the outputs?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Interesting, yeah. Not quite sure. I haven't looked into it.
Yeah.
I will do. But that's an interesting stat I came across. So like I say, it's a big area, right?
Yeah.
Lots of court cases, obviously upcoming EU law, UK governance. Recently, the government didn't go into copyright. They were going to, and they actually pulled it. Lots of things happening, but it's such a fast-moving space. But the questions are really interesting, aren't they?
Yeah, questions are interesting. And, is AI killing creativity? I don't know if it's killing creativity. Back to that question. It's enabling many more people to be averagely creative. That's what it is doing. And if you're on LinkedIn and you're posting stuff directly from ChatGPT, we can see you and everybody knows you're doing it.
Quite.
It's not a mystery, right? I think we've seen enough now. I'm going to start a new group called AI Anonymous for those who, can't stop posting just the export of ChatGPT response onto LinkedIn. So it's a group, it's quite a big group actually.
It's the world.
But you can recommend somebody and we will help them get better, okay? Yeah. We will help them realize they do have some original thoughts of their own and they can use the tool, but you can also craft the output yourself at the end, right?
Yeah, that is interesting. We had a comment in one of the brand conversations we're having about the tools making you lazy.
Yeah.
But it's because they're so easy to use. But again, if you don't have the right process in place and you don't have the right sort of prompting as well in order, rubbish in, rubbish out, it's not going to help because that infinite canvas challenge, there is the challenge of the blank canvas and getting started. There's also the challenge of you've got 1,000 channels to watch at night time. You pick nothing. In fact, one of our FX Digital great guys, we kind of bunk in with them as well in their office in town in Old Street. Have a thing. The two of the founders have a thing called linear TV because they're a great business, right? They're working connected TV every day, which is great, and they're doing very well. But they go home and they just watch the top 5 channels and they do appointment TV. That's brilliant.
They've gone
genius
back.
Idea. I love
genius.
It.
They are
such
genius.
a good idea.
Legends, those boys. Linear TV is wicked, isn't it? Are we going to see the start of a trend of going back to linear TV?
AI Anonymous, linear TV. There's absolutely the anti is always not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
But I think it's the tools in the right order, in the right place, with the right process, as we always talk about, with the human oversight and the thoughtfulness. Brilliant. The other side is what we're talking about, which is like rubbish. Yeah. The internet's full of rubbish, which actually, just the last point of creativity is it makes the bar higher. But that, I think, helps humans to kind of evolve creatively anyway. Because if there's a load of rubbish out there, you have to cut through the noise, which for brands and people and designers, etc., you have to be brilliant, right? It's a table stakes thing now. You can't put out rubbish content because AI is going to swamp it. it's already there, right? So I think it helps.
Yeah, exactly.